We will not receive even one Muslim. That's the view of my guest today, who speaks on behalf of the recently re-elected nationalist Polish government. I'll ask him if he's defending a racist immigration policy.
Hello guys, my name is Modi and you are welcome back to Modi Speaks. I am happy to announce to you that today I come to you with a very wonderful video. A video that will not only make you happy, but also give you some reassurance that at least there are some parts of Europe that have not totally been ruined by the cancerous Islam invasion. Many a time I see lots of videos on YouTube with captions like Islamists go to Italy to spread Islam, but the Italians said no, Islam is not welcome here. The Italians shut them down. But when you click on these videos, you don't see any of those things happening in the video. It turns out that the video was nothing but clickbait. I hate that. I hate clickbait. I am not one of those creators, okay? What you see in my thumbnail and in my caption is exactly what you get in the video. And that is why I am happy to present this video to you guys, because what you saw in the thumbnail and in the caption is exactly what you're gonna get in this particular video. Poland is dealing with Islam mercilessly, and the Polish people, including the Polish politicians, are not being cajoled with terms like Islamophobia, racist, or any of those other terms that have been rendered essentially meaningless over time. The Poles are bravely standing their ground against Islam, and they are doing that unapologetically. Let's take a look at this interview where Mehdi Hassan, a staunch Islamist, is trying to somehow portray this Polish politician that he is a horrible person, a racist, just for protecting the heritage of his Polish nation. Take a listen.
We will not receive even one Muslim. That's the view of my guest today, who speaks on behalf of the recently re-elected nationalist Polish government. I'll ask him if he's defending a racist immigration policy. Dominic, thank you for joining me on Upfront. You're an MP and an MEP-elect for Poland's Law and Justice Party, which was recently re-elected to government and which is often criticised for being anti-immigrant, anti-refugee. But actually, you're not anti-immigrant or anti-refugee. You're okay with white Christian immigrants. You're just not okay, it seems, with brown Muslim refugees from the Middle East. White people fine, brown people not fine. There's a word for that, isn't there, Dominic?
Good evening. Thank you for having me. It has nothing to do with your color. It has nothing to do with the religion. I keep repeating it for the last 4 or 5 years. It's all about safety and the common sense. It's about illegal migrants who wants to cross our borders. And if you're brown, white, yellow, or whatever, if you want to cross our border illegally, you're not allowed. We are reacting.
Well, but you say it's not about religion. You said, quote, we will not receive even one Muslim because this is what we promised. You didn't say illegal immigrants. You said we will not receive even one Muslim.
It has nothing to do with the Muslim religion. It's not Islamophobia, as someone's trying to tell us. It's all about this moment and this fact that at 2015, Angela Merkel started this madness, and now this is a problem about Muslims mainly coming to Europe. I'm surprised they are not going to Saudi Arabia, Qatar, or any other rich Muslim countries. They would feel much better, isn't it?
If you hadn't bragged about the fact that you don't have mosques in Poland, I mean, it sounds like you don't want them there because you're anti-Muslim and anti-Islam.
Okay, so let me go from the legal path to the society. So legally, you have to apply, and legally, you're allowed to apply, and this is up to us if we agree to have you in Poland. That's number one. Then our society, our structure. I keep repeating that in many mosques, we can hear about hijrah. For us, homogenic society, Christian society is a value. For me, multicultural society, it's not a value. I used to live in London. I used to live there for 5 years. I used to work in US. And I see the fruits of multiculturalism. For me, it's not a virtue. For me, it's not a value. So we have a right to think about our future in a way we want to. So Christian culture, Roman law, Greek philosophers, these are the virtues for us.
It's funny that you mention. It's funny that you mention. Can I jump in 1 second?
Sharia law. in Europe.
Okay.
I am the member. Let me finish.
Having Muslims in your country doesn't mean you have Sharia law. Let me ask you this. You mentioned London. Some would say it's hypocritical that you don't want Muslims in Poland because let me finish my question.
Where the Sharia is present.
Let me finish a question. Let me finish the question. Many would say it's hypocritical that you say you don't want Muslim immigrants in your country because they commit crimes, there's a security threat, and yet you hear exactly the same rhetoric about Polish immigrants in the UK from right-wing politicians and media there. They say the Poles are groping women, they're feckless, they're criminals, they won't integrate. Don't you see the irony or the hypocrisy of treating Muslim immigrants to Poland in the same way that some Britons treat Polish immigrants?
First of all, if anyone committing a crime should be jailed, it doesn't matter. Is it Polish, is it English, or anyone else? That's number one. Crimes which you mentioned are not committed in the name of Allah.
What's that got to do with
the Polish side?
I thought we were talking about security.
Of Christ.
Who cares?
They are just criminals.
We're talking about security threats. But why not?
That's number one.
Why not generalize? Why shouldn't British people generalize about Poles? You're generalizing about Muslims. Not all Muslims are terrorists, as you know.
But most terrorists are Muslims. After the terror attacks, we can hear from imams. That's the reaction.
That's not
they are
true,
happy,
as you know.
and they want to kill all the infidels. So that's a lie, the difference
Dominic.
between Western civilization.
Imams across the world did not applaud terrorist attacks.
You can just Google it. Just Google it.
Okay, you can Google also the Charlie Hebdo attacks.
Okay, you say this is a lie.
It is a lie to say all imams applaud.
News, I can tell.
Okay, let me ask you this question.
You've got hate preachers.
There are hate preachers, indeed.
Means?
That's not all imams, though. You said all imams clapping. Let me ask you this, Dominic. After the Charlie Hebdo attacks, you had the King of Jordan.
There you go. You don't have hate preachers in the Christian churches.
That's not true either. After the Charlie Hebdo attacks, you had the King of Jordan, the Prime Minister of Turkey, the Foreign Minister of Egypt, the President of the Palestinian Authority, numerous leaders from the Muslim-majority world literally marched through the streets of Paris in solidarity with the non-Muslim victims of those attacks. I don't remember seeing you or any other member of the Polish government marching in Christchurch, New Zealand, in solidarity with the Muslim victims of that attack. I don't remember seeing you marching in Christchurch.
All this solidarity, candles, and all this painting on the floor, it's a joke.
But where was yours?
We don't need this kind of
Where was your march? I don't remember seeing your march in New Zealand.
Real action.
Dominic, I don't remember seeing you and the Polish government marching in New Zealand. Answer that. Why didn't you do what Muslim leaders did?
Because
and march
we behave differently.
In Christchurch. No,
we don't need marches. We have our borders, which are safe.
That's got nothing to do with the question.
If you think that these Muslims, these preachers, these imams are so peaceful, let them go to Saudi Arabia, let them go to Qatar. As I told you, we are a Christian country. We don't want hijrah in Poland. We don't want Poland being taken over by Muslims, Buddhists, or someone else. For us, Christianity as identity, as our DNA, is very important. And our government has the right to say no. And no one will ever force us to take Muslims, Buddhists, non-believers in huge numbers. But we are helping by sending money because our government is very straight. That's it. Do not force us to do things which our society doesn't want. That's why our government was elected. That's why we have won.
Dominic Tarczynski, thanks for joining me on...
It's so funny, guys, seeing the shock on Mehdi Hassan's face. I mean, he is completely surprised that his shame tactic is not working on this proud Polish man. He was hoping that the man would start defending himself and claiming not to be Islamophobic and this and that. But no, the Polish people are not having it anymore. They don't care, okay? You can call them whatever you want. You can call them racist. You can call them Islamophobic. It doesn't really matter because they couldn't care less. What matters is that they are fighting for the betterment and the preservation of their Polish nation. They are fighting for the protection of their heritage, their homeland. They have seen what is happening in places like the UK. They have seen how totally unrecognizable part of the West have become now. And they are trying everything they can to protect their own nation from turning into another Londonistan. Imagine a hypocrite like Mehdi Hassan, who has said time and time again that non-Muslims are nothing but animals simply because they do not worship a PDF file of a prophet. Imagine him accusing the Poles of racism and Islamophobia just for saying, if you must come to our Polish nation, to Poland, then you must be prepared to follow the laws and the rules of our country. And that includes no Sharia law practices here. The Poles do not accept parallel societies in Poland, and the Muslims can either accept that or they can consider going to any one of the 50-something Muslim countries where they can live how they really want to live. Well, people are exposing Mehdi Hassan and his double standards, how he is actually a racist to non-Muslims like me. Take a listen to this video. The caption says, "Cool story, Mehdi. Want to elaborate on your deplorable rhetoric with regards to non-Muslims and atheists and how you called them animals." Watch.
We know that keeping the moral high ground is key. Once we lose the moral high ground, we are no different from the rest of the non-Muslims, from the rest of those human beings who live their lives as animals, bending any rule to fulfill any desire.
So Mehdi Hassan has no problem calling people like me, Christians, Jews, non-Muslims, Hinduists, Buddhists, calling us filthy animals. But he has a problem when a country like Poland wants to retain its Christian values. What a hypocrite. Guys, I exactly love how this Polish politician handled this interview. What you have to understand is that with cancers like Islam, there is no sitting on the fence. People who sit on the fence are the real problems. They are the real reason why Islam is spreading at the rate it is doing today. With cancers like Islam, you have to instantly stand your ground and call it out. Reject it outrightly. Do not make excuses. Do not accept any part of it. Reject everything about it. And believe me, your country, your nation, your culture will thank you for it. I honestly love how this man handled this interview. He was unapologetic and unwavering. I am in support of how countries like Poland are handling Islam. My only wish is that other parts of Europe will take a look at them and at least learn from them. But as always, guys, these are my thoughts and my opinions. Please feel free to share yours in the comment section below, but do so respectfully. Also, if you're not yet subscribed to this channel, honestly, I don't know what you're waiting for. Subscribe to the channel, like and share this video to keep people informed, and consider joining my membership or buying me a coffee if you like, as a way of supporting the channel. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope to catch you on the next one. For now, peace.